Elena Korosteleva. She is a professor of international politics at the University of Oxford, and she joins me now live from Canterbury in the UK. Thank you so much, Professor, for joining us here on the program. Now, we saw the EU welcome Ukraine's request to join the EU yesterday, and we saw Zelensky sign the declaration. But normally, for a country to become a member state of the European Union, it takes a long time. It's a long process. But can we see that change for Ukraine, given the current situation it's in?
Absolutely. If you saw the declaration, the resolution yesterday by the European Parliament, so the European Parliament almost in its entirety voted to give a membership prospect to Ukraine. This is very important. Of course, we know that giving a membership prospect does not mean that Ukraine would become a member of the European Union tomorrow. It means that it's going to be a very long prospect, but at least the sounding of membership is very important to encourage the people of Ukraine that it is going to be their destination eventually once all reforms are undertaken.
I don't think I've ever seen the European Union united on a particular issue to this extent. How will this crisis change the bloc's foreign policy, and what message do you think both the EU and Zelensky was giving to Russia by signing that declaration and welcoming Ukraine into the EU?
It is indeed very unprecedented, given the response of the EU. If you look, for example, in the past week, the EU has already moved into a third package of sanctions against Russia. And it is also working in conjunction with other international parties to coordinate its action. So it really signals that the entire international community stands with Ukraine. And I guess I think Belarus actually has also prompted this situation, given what Belarus has experienced and how long it has taken the EU to put sanctions against Belarusian regime. So the EU and the international community clearly are learning very quickly as to how to counteract. But now it is time also not just to think retrospectively and counteracting, it's also the time to act in support of the Ukrainians and Belarusians for that matter.
Indeed. Now, the second round of ceasefire talks are expected to be held today between Ukrainian officials and Russian officials. What do you make of these talks? Can we expect a breakthrough? And if not, why are these talks being held in the first place? Is it a tactic for either side to buy time?
Hopefully so. The understanding that when negotiations are held, there should be some form of ceasefire on the territory of Ukraine, which clearly wasn't the case when the first talks were conducted, and the shelling continued on the part of the Russian troops. And the purpose, of course, of the talks, at least on the Ukrainian side, is to ensure immediate ceasefire and immediate retraction of Russian forces from Ukraine in order to continue further negotiations. Beyond that, in terms of what Russia really demands from Ukraine, it is really impossible for Ukraine and Ukrainians to agree with. So therefore, I'm not really sure what the final purpose of these talks is, but at least for the moment, the ceasefire and the retraction of Russian troops from the territory of sovereign Ukraine is a must.
All right, Professor, thank you so much for joining us here on the program and sharing that analysis with us.